Alright, didn't have time to start recording before I started cutting steel, and well, shit, I've already welded it up. But basically, gonna add a electric tongue jack to my trailer. Bought that thing with an eBay coupon, so yeah, it's gonna be an upgrade. The old crank one's going out after about 10 years, so gonna give one of those a shot. But didn't feel like running wires all the way to the back of the truck, so I was gifted a battery from a job that got dropped. It was going to be more expensive to send back than it was going to be to just get a new one sent out. The manufacturer didn't want it back, so we got that, and so made a battery tray for it. And there's the box. So that fits in there nice. Ran some, I don't know, mystery stick rod that my uncle gave me. I think it was probably 6011, but I'm not sure. Sorry about that. My 3-year-old had an important question. Dada, can I help you? Eh, sorry, not right now, buddy. Maybe you can weld in a few more years. Anyway, so got the battery tray welded up. Still gonna have to. What I like to do with these boxes is I'll just end up welding a nut down here, run some threaded rod up, and then I can put a crossbar over it. You don't even have to notch the battery box out or anything. So start mocking that up, get it where it's ready to go, weld the nuts down, and should be ready to go shortly. But another Bain Racing project built out of scrap from a job. You know, it was just well, not, but yeah, it was just a piece of steel sheet. Already had a bunch of holes drilled in it. You know, a lot of people turn material down. Oh, I don't want to deal with all the holes. Hey dude, it's a battery box. And then it was just these brackets that held that steel to another piece of steel. So cut some of the 90s off, just whacked them, cut it right there, cut it right here, cut this guy in half, and yeah, holds the battery down mint. So get going on to the next step. Alright, got the mounting plate and the hold down finished up. It's funny, people, every once in a while I'll grab material off the job and people are like, what are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with 2 feet of 3/8 threaded rod? Well, shit like this. You know, just welded, it's pretty bird shit, but whatever. It'll hold. But welded some nuts to the plate and locked them in there with another nut and spun the threaded rod into it. Cut another piece of. Daddy, I'm filming a video, buddy. Why not? But anyway, so I used. This is just a piece of scrap aluminum, you know, 1/8 inch by like 1 3/4 inch. After a brief intermission to answer all the why questions in the world. So the hold down is just a piece of like 1/8 inch aluminum flat bar that you know, it just came out of a junk electrical cabinet. So instead of throwing stuff in the dumpster, I take it home and strip out stuff I can use to build other stuff out of. And then it was just a hair too short. Hold on, buddy, Dada's talking. It was just a hair too tall, so just cut a piece of an old serpentine belt and use that to space it up, give it a little rubber to sit on. But anyway, so this thing's all finished up. Gonna go strip everything apart, give it a quick coat of black paint, and set that out in the sun to dry. when that's done, I'll take the paint off the edges and probably go burn it on the tongue of the trailer. Thanks. Alright, trying to bend down, get you guys out of the wind, but hopefully you can still hear this. Anyway, got the tray all done. It was all painted up. Had to sit out in the sun for a few hours trying to bake the paint on. So that was good, got most of it painted, and then I just took the flap disc and scuffed up the corners where I thought I was going to weld it. Scuffed up a little bit more than I ended up actually using, but oh well. At least now all I got to do is touch up paint. I don't have to try to paint the whole damn thing when it's installed. That'll be nice. So hopefully it doesn't get too breezy, but all I did is just brought the, you know, it says TIG on it, but it'll run stick leads too, so brought the stick leads out here and some 30 or 40 year old 6011 that I got from my uncle. Set that guy up and burned it right onto the tongue of the trailer. It's not pristine, but neither are the welds on this trailer, man. This was a South Georgia cheapie special, and even if my welds don't look the greatest, they're better than a lot of the welds on this trailer that were done by trigger pullers. You know, you can't even see the weld there because all it was a bunch of bird shit, and then they ground it down before they sold it to me. So whatever, it's been working for a decade, but it's definitely not anything. I mean, look at that shit stacked up. God damn. Anyway, so anyway, that's on there. I'm gonna go ahead and get the battery all mounted, and then start rewiring. Well, then I'll get the jack mounted and then start wiring it in. That was the driver for this whole deal. But yeah, have enough light to run the trailer lights for probably frickin' weeks, and won't have to crank on the old jack anymore. Thing's starting to grind a lot, so get rid of it before it actually fails when we need it. Alright, got her all wrapped up. Battery's mounted up, wired up, jack's installed. She runs up and down. Probably not as strong as I'd hoped, but maybe I got suckered in by the Engineered in America logo on it. But it's going to be better than cranking. So, jack's right there. Sorry, I'm trying to spin you around. Got it wired in, got it running from the jack and the battery. Use the old battery holder as a junction box. So I got everything spliced together in there so it all works. Installed a 25 amp fuse in there for the jack. And I used my favorite, every electrician's favorite. It's going to make automotive people scream. Wire nuts. It's in a rain resistant enclosure. It'll be fine. So there you go. Another project putting 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. If you guys liked it, throw up some comments, subscribe. See you in the next one.